I am Hannah Langley, and this is Dustin Langley. And this week we're going to be doing the health coaching assignment on the TRA and TRB health models. So to start, I'm going to be the client, and I'm going to be the health coach, and he's going to be my client. So, what is the health issue that you would like to change?
My diet.
Diet, okay. What is the related positive behavior to your diet? I guess a related positive behavior would be like eating fruit instead of sweets.
Like the benefits?
Yeah.
Not
really the outcome of it, but just kind of a better, more positive way to eat, I guess.
More positive way to eat. Like what I choose to eat. Like if I want a diet, like what do I want to eat?
Yeah. So like, what would you choose over something else?
I would choose, instead of red meat, maybe do fish or chicken.
Okay. And what is a related negative behavior? So that's the same question, just on the opposite spectrum. And an example of that could be maybe eating too much ice cream or something.
Yeah, not really into sweets. Mine would be a tomahawk steak.
Okay. Okay. Select one of these behaviors for this coaching session, positive or negative, that you want to focus on. So eating less tomahawk steak or eating more fish or chicken instead of red meat, which I guess both kind of are pretty much the same thing.
I would focus more on eating healthy meats instead of, fattening or heavy saturated fats, something like that.
Meat that's less fattening.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're going to start getting into the constructs of the model, and there's not many, so it shouldn't take too long, but the first construct is under attitude, and there are two constructs under attitude. One is behavioral belief, and the other is outcome evaluations. Behavioral belief is, grab this. Okay, behavioral beliefs are beliefs that behavioral performance is associated with certain attributes or outcomes. So it's basically where you believe that if you do something, you'll get a positive or negative outcome. Like eating healthier will bring you a positive outcome.
Okay.
So for the question, do you see eating less fatty meats as being good, neutral, or bad?
Good.
Good. Okay, so under attitude, the next construct is outcome evaluations. And outcome evaluations so that's going to be your values that you associate with a behavioral outcome or attribute. So the good outcome that you get from healthier eating, it's going to be the value that you place on that. So the question is, what will happen if you continue to eat more fatty meats and not change your behavior?
I would probably die younger than I intend to.
Okay. That's a deep one. And how important is this to you?
It's pretty important.
Okay. Very important.
Pretty important, yeah.
Okay, so now it wants me to tell you and describe to you the attitude towards behavior based on these things. So your attitude towards, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's going to be, how you think of what you're doing, basically, you know, how you think of the outcomes, how you think of your, you know, I guess the whole route getting there, getting to eating healthier. So your attitude can play a big role in making you or not making you do this. So based on your responses, it sounds like your attitude toward this behavior is very good. You have a very good attitude toward changing your behavior.
Yes.
Okay. The next, we're going to get into the next two, the middle section of this model, and these next two constructs are under subjective norm, which I'll explain. I'll go ahead and explain what subjective norm is. So that's going to be your belief that the most, your significant other in your life, basically what they think you should or should not do, which is often influences what you actually do. So under this subjective norm is normative beliefs and motivation to comply. So your normative beliefs, that refers to how a person thinks others who are significant in his or her life would like him or her to behave. So very similar to the subjective norm, but a little bit more general. So who in your life approves or disapproves of your healthier eating behavior?
My wife.
Okay. And do I approve or disapprove?
You approve.
Okay. Okay, and what do you think I think that your wife thinks about it? Like, you know, do I believe like that it's going to help you, or
yeah, you think it's going to help
okay.
me. My wife thinks that it's going to help.
Have I like made that clear?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife has made that very clear.
Okay. So the next construct under subjective norm is motivation to comply. And motivation to comply refers to the degree to which a person acts in accordance to what the perceived wishes of those significant in his or his life. So basically it's the same thing as your normative beliefs, what we just went over, but it's the degree to that. So how significant they believe that, you know, you should or shouldn't change your behavior. So how important is it to you to meet their expectations?
To meet your expectation?
Yes.
Pretty important.
Okay. I appreciate that. Okay, so I've already described subjective norm to you, and, you know, explained how that relates to normative beliefs and motivation. So based on your responses, it sounds like the people in your life, let me figure out, very much approve of healthier eating for you. Okay, so we're going to get into the last section now, the perceived behavioral control. So the perceived behavioral control refers to how much a person feels he or she is in command of enacting the given behavior. So does that make sense to you?
I guess, yeah.
Okay. So it's basically kind of like how much control you feel you have over the healthy eating. So, and that kind of goes a lot into motivation too. So control beliefs and perceived power are the two constructs under perceived behavioral control. And control beliefs, let's see. These are the beliefs about your internal and external factors that may inhibit or facilitate the performance of the behavior. So your environmental factors, social factors, your internal factors, which would be your motivation and thought process, how that contributes to you wanting to or not wanting to start changing your behavior. So do you believe that performing the behavior is up to you or not up to you?
I feel like it's up to me.
Okay. Why?
I mean, it's not really something that anyone can make me do. It's got to be me that, I have to have the initiative,
Yeah.
you know.
Okay. What things might stop you from changing your behavior? Like healthier eating.
Taste.
Taste, okay. So you have a taste for red meat.
Yeah, red meat's pretty nice.
Okay. All right, and the next construct under perceived behavioral control is perceived power. And perceived power refers to a person's perception of how easy or difficult it is to perform the behavior, and each condition identified in the person's control beliefs. So it's basically your control beliefs, what we just went over, but more specific. So it's how easy or difficult you view that. So the question is, how easy or difficult is the behavior?
So how easy would it be to stop eating red meat, or how easy would it be to, I guess?
So I guess, do you see that eating less red meat and more less fatty meats, do you see that as being easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Difficult, okay. Okay, and what makes it difficult?
Taste.
Taste, okay.
May not be healthy, but it tastes.
Tastes very good. Okay, so I've already described perceived behavioral control to you. Based on your responses, it sounds like you believe your control over the behavior is very... I want to make sure I word this right. It sounds like you have the initiative, but it's difficult.
Yeah.
Okay, and so now what I'm going to do for the last part is I'm going to create a behavioral intention and plan for you to help you change to healthier eating. So, based on your attitude and subjective norm and perceived behavioral control, it sounds like your intention to make changes is high, because I would say you have a high motivation and initiative. Okay, and taking into consideration all we've discussed, what are some things you can begin doing right now to change the behavior?
Stop buying red meat.
Stop buying red meat. Okay, and what could you buy in place of red meat?
Plant-based.
Plant-based foods, okay. Okay, so this is going to be your behavior plan. So you have a very high motivation and initiative, so you have a high probability of changing this behavior, is what that means. And to do this, what I'm recommending to you is the next time you go to the grocery store, make a grocery list of all the things you need and only buy those things. So when you go to the grocery store, only buy plant-based, only buy healthier meats like chicken, things like that. Only try to stay in the produce aisle and, the fresh meats where the, chicken and all that is, except don't look at the beef. And then stay away from all the junk food aisles, like, the chips and all that.
Yep. Chips are easy.
Okay.
Meat is not.
Thank you.